Did you know that nearly 20 million seniors in the United States are living on the edge of poverty, struggling to pay for even basic needs? Many thought retirement meant rest and security, but today, rising medical bills, skyrocketing rents, and shrinking savings are turning golden years into a financial nightmare. Some are forced to skip meals, ration medications, or choose between heating their homes and buying groceries. What's even more shocking is that policies and hidden costs are quietly pushing older Americans into poverty without warning. In this video, we're revealing 10 alarming reasons why seniors are being forced into financial despair, and by the end, you'll see just how fragile retirement really is, and what most people never talk about. Number 1. Rising healthcare costs. For many seniors, healthcare has become a financial trap. Even with Medicare, the reality is harsh. Medications, doctor visits, and hospital bills quickly add up. In 2024, the average senior spent nearly 18% of their income on healthcare alone, far higher than any other age group. Every broken hip, every routine checkup, and every prescription can chip away at what they thought would be a comfortable retirement. Imagine choosing between buying your medication or paying your electricity bill. That is the daily reality for millions of older Americans. The problem goes beyond just paying for care. Unexpected illnesses and chronic conditions make costs unpredictable. Many seniors are forced to dip into retirement savings or rely on family members just to cover essential treatments. Research shows that high medical expenses are the leading cause of bankruptcy among older adults, yet government programs only cover so much. Rising drug prices, specialist visits, and long-term care fees leave little room for comfort, leisure, or emergencies. The system seems stacked against them, and many feel trapped in a cycle they cannot escape. So, what can seniors do to protect themselves? Planning ahead is essential. Exploring supplemental Medicare plans, comparing drug coverage, and using generic medications can reduce costs. Preventive care, regular screenings, healthy diets, and exercise can also prevent expensive emergencies later. For some, joining community health programs or senior clinics offers affordable alternatives without sacrificing care. While the financial strain is real, awareness and smart choices can help seniors stretch every dollar and safeguard their health, making a difference between surviving or truly thriving in retirement. Number 2. Insufficient Social Security benefits. For millions of seniors, Social Security is the backbone of their income, yet it is no longer enough to cover basic living expenses. The average monthly Social Security benefit for a retiree is just over $1,800, which might sound reasonable until you consider rising housing costs, utility bills, and healthcare expenses. Inflation has steadily eroded the purchasing power of these payments, leaving older Americans struggling to make ends meet. Many are forced to rely on family or part-time work, but the stress of uncertainty continues to grow with each passing year. The gap between what seniors receive and what they need is widening. Studies show that Social Security replaces only about 40% of a worker's pre-retirement income, far below the recommended 70 to 80% needed for a stable retirement. This leaves seniors vulnerable to unexpected expenses, whether it's a home repair, a car breakdown, or sudden medical bills. Even those who planned carefully can find themselves living paycheck to paycheck, watching their savings shrink and wondering how they will maintain their independence and dignity in their later years. So what can seniors do to protect themselves? Delaying Social Security benefits can increase monthly payments significantly, sometimes by as much as 8% per year past full retirement age. Combining Social Security with part-time work or freelance opportunities can also bridge the gap, giving seniors the flexibility to supplement income without jeopardizing benefits. Additionally, budgeting carefully, seeking financial advice, and exploring state or community support programs can help stretch limited resources. While Social Security alone may not provide security, being proactive and informed allows seniors to maximize their benefits, reduce financial stress, and take back some control over their retirement. Number 3. Housing instability. For seniors, having a safe and stable place to live is no longer a guarantee. Rent and property prices have soared in nearly every state, leaving many older Americans struggling to afford even modest apartments. Those on fixed incomes are forced to make impossible choices, often sacrificing other essentials like food or health care just to keep a roof over their heads. Some seniors are even pushed to move far from familiar neighborhoods, losing the sense of community and support they once relied on. The stress of uncertainty around housing contributes significantly to both mental and physical health challenges. The problem goes beyond just cost. Aging individuals often need accessible housing that accommodates mobility issues with features like grab bars, elevators, or ramps. Unfortunately, affordable housing options that meet these requirements are limited. Waiting lists for senior housing programs can stretch for months or years, leaving older adults vulnerable. According to studies, housing insecurity is strongly linked to poverty among seniors, meaning that without stable housing, their financial struggles multiply. Many feel trapped, unable to save or plan for emergencies while facing rising rents and limited options. So, what can seniors do to protect themselves? Exploring senior-specific housing programs, co-living arrangements, or subsidized apartments can help reduce the financial burden. Some may consider reverse mortgages or other financial tools, but only after careful research to avoid hidden fees. Additionally, connecting with local community organizations can provide resources for both financial aid and housing support. While the housing market can feel unforgiving, seniors who plan strategically and leverage available programs can maintain independence, security, and dignity in their golden years. We've put hours of research into uncovering the truths seniors face every day. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you or someone you know felt this struggle? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, but it helps us bring you more vital, eye-opening content. Number 4. Rising utility bills. For many seniors, keeping the lights on and the home heated has become a daily struggle. In the past decade, electricity, gas, and water costs have steadily climbed, often outpacing inflation and Social Security increases. What was once a predictable monthly expense has now become a source of anxiety and financial strain. Some seniors are forced to choose between paying utility bills or buying groceries, creating a situation where even basic survival becomes a challenge. The unpredictability of extreme weather, like heat waves in the summer or freezing winters, makes the stakes even higher, putting vulnerable older adults at real risk. The impact goes beyond money. Utility insecurity affects health and well-being, especially for seniors with chronic conditions or limited mobility. Living in a cold apartment during winter or sweltering heat in summer can worsen heart problems, respiratory issues, and other medical conditions. Studies show that seniors are disproportionately affected by rising utility costs, with nearly 30% reporting cutting back on essentials to pay bills. For many, the stress of waiting for another bill in the mail or worrying about disconnection adds a heavy mental burden, deepening the cycle of poverty and insecurity. So, what can seniors do to manage rising utility expenses? Energy assistance programs such as the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, offer support for heating and cooling costs. Simple changes at home, like using LED lighting, energy-efficient appliances, and programmable thermostats, can also make a noticeable difference. Seniors can also budget carefully, track usage, and negotiate with utility providers for payment plans or discounts. While the financial pressure of utilities may seem overwhelming, combining government assistance, smart energy choices, and careful planning can lighten the burden and help seniors maintain a safe, comfortable home. Number 5. Food insecurity. For many seniors, putting enough food on the table has become a daily struggle. Rising grocery prices, shrinking pensions, and limited mobility mean that older Americans often have to skip meals or stretch their resources in ways that compromise their health. Recent studies reveal that over 12% of seniors in the U.S. experience food insecurity, a number that has steadily increased over the past decade. For those with chronic illnesses like diabetes or heart disease, not having consistent access to nutritious food can quickly escalate into serious health crises. The consequences of food insecurity go beyond hunger. Malnutrition weakens the immune system, reduces energy, and increases the risk of falls or hospitalizations. Seniors facing food shortages often rely on cheap, processed options that fill the stomach but provide little nutritional value. This creates a vicious cycle where financial limitations lead to poor diet, which worsens health, which then increases medical expenses, further deepening poverty. Many seniors feel trapped, unable to balance the cost of food with other necessities such as rent, medications, or utilities. So, what steps can seniors take to fight food insecurity? Food assistance programs such as SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, Meals on Wheels, and local food banks can provide immediate relief. Planning meals, buying in bulk, and focusing on nutrient-dense foods can stretch limited budgets further. Community programs and senior centers often offer affordable or free meals that are both healthy and tailored for older adults. While it may not solve all financial challenges, leveraging these resources and making careful, informed choices can help seniors stay nourished, healthy, and more resilient against the harsh pressures of poverty. Number 6. Crushing debt burdens. Many seniors are facing a hidden crisis: mounting debt. Credit cards, medical bills, and loans that seemed manageable in earlier years can become overwhelming as income slows in retirement. Research shows that 1 in 4 seniors carries high-interest debt, leaving them trapped in a cycle where paying interest consumes a large portion of their monthly income. For older adults on fixed pensions or Social Security, even small debts can quickly escalate, creating financial stress that affects every aspect of daily life. Debt doesn't just threaten finances, it impacts mental and physical health. Constant worry over unpaid bills, collections calls, and the threat of legal action contributes to stress, anxiety, and depression among seniors. Many are forced to make impossible choices, skipping medications, delaying health care, or cutting essential expenses just to meet minimum payments. The burden is particularly heavy for those who co-signed loans or borrowed to support family members, leaving them vulnerable even after decades of careful planning. Studies have linked senior debt to increased hospitalizations and a decline in overall well-being, showing how deeply intertwined money and health have become in later life. So, how can seniors regain control over crushing debt? Prioritizing high-interest debts, consolidating loans, and seeking financial counseling are crucial first steps. Nonprofit credit counselors and community programs can help seniors create realistic repayment plans without falling into predatory lending traps. Additionally, budgeting carefully, limiting discretionary spending, and leveraging any available assistance programs can reduce monthly pressure. While debt may feel like an insurmountable obstacle, taking strategic, informed action allows seniors to ease financial stress, protect their health, and reclaim a measure of independence in retirement. Number 7. Rising transportation costs. For seniors, getting from one place to another has become increasingly expensive and stressful. Gas prices, vehicle maintenance, insurance premiums, and public transportation fees have all risen sharply in recent years. Many older adults rely on their cars to attend medical appointments, buy groceries, or stay socially connected. But the financial burden of transportation can force them to limit trips or depend on others. Studies show that seniors who reduce travel due to cost often experience social isolation and worsening health, which compounds the challenges of aging on a fixed income. The impact of rising transportation costs is more than just financial. Seniors who cannot afford reliable transportation may miss critical medical appointments, leading to preventable complications. Social activities, volunteering, or even simple errands can become sources of anxiety and frustration. Public transportation is often not fully accessible, leaving those with mobility issues trapped at home or reliant on costly rideshare or taxi services. For many, the question becomes whether to spend limited resources on transportation or other essentials like food, utilities, or medication. This dilemma intensifies feelings of helplessness and vulnerability, pushing seniors closer to poverty. So, what solutions can seniors explore to reduce transportation stress? Community shuttle services, senior discounts on public transit, and ride-sharing programs tailored for older adults can provide significant relief. Carpooling with friends or family, planning trips efficiently, and maintaining vehicles properly to prevent costly repairs also help stretch budgets further. Additionally, some local nonprofits and municipalities offer transportation assistance programs specifically for seniors in need. By taking advantage of these resources and planning e-aid, seniors can maintain independence, stay connected, and ensure they can travel safely without letting rising costs take over their lives. Number 8. Skyrocketing healthcare costs. Healthcare has become one of the most crushing expenses for seniors in the United States. Even with Medicare, many older adults face steep out-of-pocket costs for prescriptions, doctor visits, and specialized treatments. Recent studies show that nearly 1/3 of seniors struggle to afford necessary medical care, forcing them to delay or skip appointments. For those with chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or arthritis, these delays can rapidly escalate health risks, making what seems like a financial problem a life-threatening one. The burden of healthcare costs doesn't stop at money. Seniors often experience enormous stress and anxiety when faced with bills they cannot pay. Some are forced to choose between paying for medication or covering basic needs like food and rent. The rising cost of insurance premiums and deductibles adds another layer of complexity, leaving many feeling trapped in a system that seems designed to squeeze every dollar from their limited income. Studies also link financial stress in older adults to higher rates of depression, cognitive decline, and even hospitalization, showing how intertwined money and health have become in later life. So what can seniors do to manage skyrocketing healthcare costs? Exploring Medicare Advantage plans, prescription assistance programs, and local nonprofit clinics can provide some relief. Staying proactive with preventive care, using generic medications when possible, and seeking guidance from social workers or financial counselors can also help reduce expenses. Planning ahead and understanding available resources allows seniors to navigate the healthcare system more effectively, ensuring they receive the care they need without sacrificing their financial stability. By combining knowledge, community support, and careful budgeting, seniors can protect both their health and their independence in a world where healthcare costs continue to rise. Number 9. Inflation and fixed income. For many seniors, retirement was supposed to bring peace and stability, but today, rising inflation has turned it into a daily struggle. Prices for groceries, gas, housing, and everyday necessities have surged over the past few years, while fixed incomes from Social Security or pensions remain stagnant. This gap between rising costs and unchanging income means seniors are effectively losing purchasing power with each passing month, making even simple expenses feel overwhelming. Studies reveal that seniors are among the most vulnerable to inflation, with older Americans spending a higher percentage of their income on essentials, leaving little room for emergencies or savings. The consequences of inflation on fixed incomes go beyond finances. Seniors are often forced to cut back on meals, skip medications, or forego needed home repairs just to keep up with daily expenses. The stress and anxiety caused by constantly worrying about stretching limited funds can take a toll on both mental and physical health. Older adults report feeling trapped, helpless, and isolated, knowing that no matter how carefully they budget, inflation steadily erodes their financial security. For many, this is not a temporary challenge, it's a long-term threat that affects every aspect of life, from healthcare to housing to social engagement. What can seniors do to protect themselves from the impact of inflation? Exploring supplemental income options such as part-time work, freelancing, or renting out unused space can provide additional financial breathing room. Careful budgeting, prioritizing essential expenses, and taking advantage of government programs that adjust for inflation can also help. While inflation may seem unstoppable, strategic planning, resourcefulness, and community support can empower seniors to maintain a basic standard of living, preserve their dignity, and reduce the financial pressure that threatens to push them further into poverty. Number 10. Housing instability. For many seniors, having a stable place to live is no longer a guarantee. Rent prices continue to climb, property taxes rise, and affordable housing options remain scarce. Seniors on fixed incomes often find themselves paying an increasing portion of their earnings just to keep a roof over their heads. According to recent studies, nearly 1 in 5 seniors struggles with housing costs, and many are forced to make impossible choices between paying for rent, utilities, food, or medical care. The fear of losing their home looms large, creating a constant sense of uncertainty. Housing instability doesn't just threaten finances, it undermines health, security, and peace of mind. Seniors who are forced to downsize, move frequently, or live in substandard conditions experience stress, social isolation, and disrupted routines. Those who face eviction or foreclosure often experience a decline in physical and mental health, with increased rates of depression, anxiety, and chronic illness. The instability can also prevent seniors from accessing community support systems, medical care, and social networks, leaving them vulnerable and deepening the cycle of poverty. So, what can seniors do to protect themselves from housing instability? Exploring senior housing programs, rent assistance, and government subsidies can provide critical relief. Planning ahead for potential housing challenges, connecting with local nonprofits, and seeking advice from housing counselors can help seniors navigate the complex housing landscape. Additionally, community-based solutions such as shared housing or cooperative living arrangements can provide both affordable options and social support. While housing insecurity remains one of the most pressing challenges for older adults, taking proactive steps allows seniors to maintain a stable, safe home, preserve dignity, and reduce the risk of being pushed further into poverty. The reality for seniors in the USA is stark. Poverty is no longer a distant risk, it's a daily struggle. From crushing debt and skyrocketing healthcare costs to rising transportation expenses, inflation, and housing instability, the very foundation of a secure retirement is being shaken. Each challenge compounds the next, leaving older adults trapped in a cycle where financial strain affects health, independence, and overall well-being. Even those who planned carefully throughout their lives can find themselves facing unexpected crises that threaten their dignity and peace of mind. What makes this situation even more alarming is the hidden nature of these pressures. Many seniors suffer in silence, trying to stretch every dollar while feeling isolated and powerless. The stories behind the numbers are real. Grandparents skipping meals, delaying medications, or giving up social activities simply to survive. These are not just statistics, they are lives being reshaped by economic forces beyond their control. Awareness is the first step, and understanding the depth and complexity of these challenges is essential to taking meaningful action. While the obstacles facing seniors are immense, there are concrete steps that can help ease the burden and restore a measure of control. First, financial planning and budgeting are essential. Seniors should prioritize high-interest debt, explore consolidation options, and consult nonprofit financial advisors to develop realistic repayment strategies. Even small adjustments in spending can free up resources for critical needs. Next, healthcare costs can be managed by taking advantage of Medicare programs, prescription assistance plans, and local clinics. Preventive care, generic medications, and professional guidance can significantly reduce expenses while protecting health. For transportation, seniors can use community shuttle services, any discounts, and ride-sharing options to stay mobile without overextending their budget. Housing instability requires early planning and awareness of programs such as senior housing assistance, rent subsidies, and cooperative living arrangements. Connecting with housing counselors and nonprofit organizations can help secure safe and affordable living spaces. Additionally, supplementing income through part-time work, freelancing, or community programs can provide a vital financial cushion. Ultimately, knowledge, resourcefulness, and proactive planning are key. By using available programs, seeking professional guidance, and making strategic choices, seniors can protect their finances, health, and independence. While the challenges are serious, solutions exist, and taking informed action today can prevent tomorrow from becoming a struggle for survival. We put countless hours of research and effort into uncovering these urgent truths about senior poverty. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. We want to hear your story. Don't forget to watch our previous video for more eye-opening insights and support our work with a single click by subscribing to our channel. It only takes one moment, but it helps us continue bringing you the facts that matter.